I'm a 17-year Santa Clarita resident and a third-term elected member of the Board of Directors at Newhall County Water District. I was a member alongside Director Gutzeit of the two-person litigation negotiation team that has been working dozens of hours with a mediator working out the terms of the settlement of our lawsuit. I think it is very important that the people who are assembled here against any kind of consolidation or merger understand the power asymmetry between Castaic Lake Water Agency and Newhall County Water District. Understand that when they push us, we have to pay our own attorney's fees to push back, and through our wholesale water rate, we have to pay their attorney's fees as well. That is an intolerable structure and had to be resolved. Resolving one lawsuit would not do that. There would be more, as there always have been. So the structure itself has to change. As a result, we explored possibilities for leveling the playing field for Newhall County Water District. Broad-minded possibilities, but possibilities that above all protected Newhall ratepayers from this asymmetrical situation that we find ourselves in that was a design flaw in the way the agencies work together. So we worked long and hard. We explored all manner of differing possibilities in terms of not just resolving one lawsuit only to have another and another and another, but resolving the problem itself when we resolve the lawsuit. That's what we are bringing to you, is a broad proposal for resolving the underlying problem that led to lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. And if you think that absolutely nothing can be improved, that you are just refused to consider the possibility that anything can be improved on, then you're closed-minded. Don't be an agencyist. Consider the possibility that all things, with proper focus and proper safeguards, it is possible to improve. Thank you.
You may know that I am board president for Newhall County Water District, and I am the appointee or the nominee for appointment to the Castaic Lake Water Agency, and I have served on both boards for basically 2 terms. And thank you, Mr. Mortensen. Well stated. Newhall County and Castaic Lake have been fighting in the courts for years, and it's cost the rate. Newhall County and Castaic Lake Water Agency have been fighting in the courts for years. That is true. I'm going to ask you, please don't interrupt me. That's not a lie. They have been fighting in the courts for years.
Microphone.
No, they haven't.
Castaic Lake and Newhall County have been fighting in the courts for years.
We got the tape.
Mr. Dunn, this is Mr. Atkins' time at the microphone. We need to give him the 3 minutes.
Would you step forward, please, sir? Thank you. I'm in a position, and I'm representing myself tonight. I live in Newhall. I'm a ratepayer for Newhall County Water. I would like to see a cessation of these hostilities. It does nothing for ratepayers at Newhall County, and it actually does nothing for ratepayers across this valley. It's not been mentioned. We are in an El Nino. In Shasta's 119% of average normal. But if you look as you go down the state, we're still half full on some of these reservoirs. Even with an El Nino, we are 93% of average. This is going to be the 5th year of drought. Tree ring data tells us we could be in this for 100 years. We must protect ourselves from an unsustainable state water project. Castaic Lake has done a masterful job supplying imported water. And I call it squirreling it away. We've got imports and transfers and banks. We've got water that can get to Santa Clarita Valley. That's why we're in a good position. And I'm proud of the work Castaic Lake has done.
I am also on the board of the Whitaker Burmite CAG. And the water you're talking about is contaminated with perchlorate. And that was the $1 million that CLWA got from Whitaker Burmai to supposedly treat this water. Well, they made an agreement and they're treating it for perchlorate on a couple wells. But knowing how CLWA works, then VOCs, which are cancerous, TCE and PCE came in, and they won't treat it. They did finally get a permission from the health department to blend it into your water supply. Also, the water that they are talking about that they have up in Kern County, that water is contaminated, having a problem with arsenic in it. So you're talking about a company that is desperate with the amount of money that they just have committed themselves to the amount of money they think they're going to save from taking that $100 million, and they're actually setting up a special fund. This is all in writing. I have it right here with me. And they're going to set up a lump sum payment. Well, I can tell you, being on the CAG, there's probably going to be more than 30 years for that water to be cleaned up. So we're looking at some big commitments they made that they really don't know how they're going to pay for. And then where will we be? What we need is to go back to having the water companies, and I'm with Valencia Water Company, and I can tell you, they took over, bought the stock. They're playing this little game. They don't know what they are, if they're private or public or what. And all they did for us already, the first thing, was to raise our rates by 17%. And we don't even have any representation that we can talk to. They own the stock, and they're just kind of sitting there saying, they raised our rates, saying they were public, and then they turned around and said, no, we're private, you can't get any information from us, and that's their status right now. And I don't understand that anyone from Newhall Water District can think that they won't be done the same way the Santa Clarita Water Company did. They will be made a not-for-profit. They will have everything drained out of them. And now they even have Santa Clarita Water District's revenue committed to their $71 million bond. Now, if you go to, and I have that here too, their finance directory, finance department is saying they don't know how they're going to meet those payments.
Thank you very much.
I just again want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This is a issue that we're clearly dealing with in the community. We're open to hearing the suggestions and getting the feedback. I can just tell you from my personal dealings with my board of directors, I think everybody's heart is in the right place. And I think what we're really looking for is creating a path forward that's going to serve, our customers first and foremost, and then also with an eye on the community into the future. So I'm confident we can do that. I think we need to work really hard on the things that we need to put into place to make sure that a lot of these issues are addressed, and I look forward to moving forward with a process and engaging the community and talking through it. So I'll hand it over to Matt.
Thanks. Well, I guess I won't repeat that other than to express the thanks for people who came out and made comments and expressed their opinions on all sides of the issue. I think most appreciated at this stage are the constructive comments that help us actually take on board different approaches to the issues. And with that, I think we'll wrap it up.
Thank you all very much for coming tonight.
Thank you.